What's up? Welcome back. What's up, Paul? What's up, Mark Evans? Beatrice, what's happening? Bill, Sky, Helen, Mark, everybody. I see you, Dimitri. I see you guys. I see you, Annette. Dee's rocking it out today on a Monday. So is Wayne. Wayne McLean, I see you, brother. What's going on? I see you, Dee. Awesome energy. I see you, Romy. What's going on? Alicia, what's happening? Kathy. That's what I'm talking about on a Monday. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Did you miss us? We missed you. I have to tell you, we decided to do this special live. I've been in the chats. I've been in the community. I've been all of those who joined the AI boot camp for 30 days. Oh my God, we start Thursday. It is so good. I've been so engaged, especially yesterday. I finally got some time with family. It's been a lot to go on to pull these off the last 90 days. So yesterday, my family deserved my time. I even got date night with my wife, and I couldn't stop talking about this group. I couldn't stop talking about the energy that you brought in this time in history before AI and after AI, and we're on this cusp, this golden era, this golden opportunity, and we just decided, why not go live today? There was some bunch of questions that you have. We decided, why not solve all them? We saw that, that sometimes you just need one question answered, and that thing flips you into taking action so you're not left behind. So think of today as a little bonus boost. We're probably only going to go about 90 minutes, not 3 hours today, to lock in the breakthroughs, to get your questions answered, and to hear 4 new secrets we didn't have from last week. We got 4 amazing presenters today. So whether you joined us for all 3 days or you're just catching up on the replays, I'm so glad you're here right now. And I know it was last minute, and I know it's a Monday, and I know the majority of you are going to watch this as a replay, but I love having you guys here. The chat's on fire. Remember, when I look over, that's how we communicate. What's up, Adam? I see you, man. Right? The chat lights it up and it keeps us connected. We have 4 more incredible guests. A couple of them had to fly in, but they're here live. Because here's what I know. Whether you joined us or not, momentum can fade. Can't we agree on that? Right? We get excited about something we know. Raise your hand if you know AI must be in your life if you're going to compete in life, business, the business you want to start, or the career you have, right? It's like saying electricity was invented, but I'm not going to go there, right? There's no way to stick. So today is about keeping the momentum alive. The only thing that worse than losing time is losing the belief that you can't get it back. And after everything I've read, I think over the last 3 days, I think we just exposed the truth that hit home for a lot of people. Technology is not going to replace you. It replaces wasted time. And time is that foundational piece for all success and all freedom. Every great leap forward, like I said, electricity, the internet, and now AI, rewarded those that adapted or adopted early and punished those who waited. It's just how it is. And right now, AI isn't hype. We know that. That's why we spent those 3 days together sharing. It's the newest tool in the same human story. It's how we buy back that time, how we multiply your effort and accelerate what matters. Remember, again, I'm just getting you warmed up before we jump back in again. I know it's only been like 24 hours. Oh my God. It seems like we started 6 months ago together. But remember this equation. More time plus more leverage equals accelerated success. That's really, we had so many great conversations, but that was the through line for the event. That's the tractor moment, right? The farmer that went from 40 hours to plant an acre of corn to 30 minutes with a new machine, with new technology, the tractor. Same person, same field, new leverage, new life. And that's why we're building with AI. Now, over the weekend, we watched 2 kinds of people show up in the chat. Right? The first group felt it in their gut. They said, I'm in. Those of you that jumped into the 30-day boot camp, again, congratulations. Oh my God, we start Thursday. I'm so excited, right? That's 3 days from right now. And some of you jumped in before I even finished the offer. They're my emotional buyers. That's me. That's me. I see something I'm excited about. I want it right away. I drive a I'm just being honest. I drive a 5-year-old Ford F-150 pickup. I love my pickup truck so much. I don't even want to, my wife keeps asking me when I get a new car. I just don't want to. I love it. But I got to tell you, I'm an emotional buyer, and I make decisions emotional, meaning fast. And even before I had money, I did this. But that truck, when I bought it, I went to the dealership. I saw the truck and I said, the guy went to sell it to me. I'm like, don't need to be sold. I've had a Ford truck before. I'll take it. And he said, what can I, and he started, I'm like, if I can leave here in 30 minutes, I'll take it. And he kept talking about, I'm like, no. 30 minutes. Now you only got 28 minutes. I'll take the truck. I can get the financing. I'll take it, because that's just who I am. When I see something I like, I go. But the second group, and that's who this event today, this bonus day, is for those on the other group, which is more of the logical buyers, the logical decision makers, just as smart, just as driven, just as successful. But the logical mind says, I need to see more of it. I need to understand even more of it, right? Now that is my sister's tribe, right? My sister, she's 4 years older than me. She's extremely successful. Great human being, but we could not be more unalike. We have parents in common. I think that's about it. Because if my sister was going to make a decision on buying a car, she would think that I was rational. I was crazy. How could you go to a dealership and in 30 minutes you didn't even test drive it and you just bought it? That is crazy. My sister would go to 3 dealerships. She'd test drive 4 different cars. She'd call her insurance company. She would have a conversation with her husband. She would check consumer affairs online. Both are successful. One is an emotional buyer or decision maker. One is more logical. Now, when you understand that, that's what drives me, especially all the questions I read, because I would hate for my sister's tribe, you logical buyers, going, I just need to know this one more thing. If I knew this, then I would stay connected, because here's the goal. Here's the promise. By the end of this session, you'll have, if you are the logical buyer, you'll have the clarity and the confidence to decide. Even if you decide this is not for me, great, but make it a clear decision. Not on hype, not on guessing, just facts and proof. And we're going to show you 3 simple ways to start with that this week. Okay? So that's my whole goal today, is everybody here. Those of you who raise your hand if you're already a part of our 30-day boot camp. Awesome. Look at all these amazing people. Can't wait to hang out with you all. Right? Those that aren't, I just want you to make a decision by the end of this event to go, absolutely not. I'm going to learn AI on my own. I'm going to take extra time. I'll do it. Or I don't want AI at all. Right? Or no, I got my I's dotted, my T's crossed. I got my questions answered. I'm in. That's, can we put that you'll make a decision by the end of this event? Because indecisiveness is brutal. It's not even something nice to do to yourself. And those, the last thing I'll say, and those of you who wait to the last minute to take action on something, well, since we start with this training on Thursday, this is kind of the last minute. So I'm so glad you guys are here today. Let me give you a little more here. Today we invited 4 people who are living this right now. Each of them have already built their own clone. Some call it a co-pilot, a thought partner, a genius partner, a digital double. Lots of names, but it's the same foundational piece that goes many layers deep to build this partner that can allow you to go faster, to buy back time. A partner that knows their voices, knows their workflow, knows their goals, and they're going to show you how it's saving them hours each week. Today, I want practical usage to go, oh, if I had that, I could do this. These are experts that I admire and have helped me go deeper in my own AI journey. Remember the video we saw yesterday from the AI surfer, or 2 days ago? You guys remember that video? How cool was that? Where Dallas, the AI surfer, talked to his clone, right? Well, you guys loved that video so much that we asked him to come, and he's here right now. So excited. Love that guy. We also have John. John is someone I started talking to about AI right in the beginning of my journey. He's such a good dude, understands it, and he's going to show you how he has exploded his business, test new ideas using a simple but effective tool, starting with his clone. We got Lior. Lior has become a dear friend over the last year and a half. Such a smart guy. Like, When he's in a room, a lot of times he's the smartest guy in a room, but he knows how to be pragmatic and practical. So he's going to show you how to use it in every area of your life, even personal stuff. And then we got Igor, our partner, back to share how he leverages his clone for quick wins. Who's up for learning from all 4 of those guys today? What's cool is their stories will prove that you don't need to be techie. You just need a plan, you need a system, and you need the willingness to start. So I figured, why not start and jump right in? So let's get to our first guest. I just kind of shared a little bit, but it is the AI surfer himself, Dallas. I love this guy's personality. I seriously, every time I see him, my face hurts from smiling. He's got such a loving soul. He is the surfer, and he's not just riding the wave. He is definitely surfing it all the way in. His movement has expanded his reach. Over 1.2 million people follow him online. He's built incredible momentum, and he's obsessed with taking everyday people and entrepreneurs and showing them how to use AI in their life and get back that time. And here's the cool part. You got to see the video 2 days ago that he sent. Well, the truth is, he sent me 2 videos, and both were incredible, and I just picked one. So I figured before he comes out, he's so talented in the way he communicates, but also in the way he puts videos together. I figured I'd share this first so you get a little more intro to him, and then we'll bring him out. And I want to share with you, he talks about his clone in this video, which is really like his avatar. This is taking a clone to another level where it's physical, right? But this is what it's like to take your personality, your clone to a whole nother level. This video is so much fun. Watch it, and then we'll bring out the AI surfer.
Okay, so like this take is gonna be totally perfect, obviously. Ready? 3, 2, 1, action.
What's up, my friends? I'm the AI surfer, and my entire AI philosophy is 90% AI, 10% human, so we can focus 100% of our time and energy doing what we love. And I'm about to let you in on my entire marketing strategy that started as a complete experiment to see if I could become omnipresent online. And if you don't know what omnipresence means, it simply just means being present everywhere at the same time. It's one of my favorite words. And this strategy is how I gained over 1 million AI surfer fans across social media in less than 3 years. And the first thing you'll notice is that I post a lot of content, a video every single day. And here's a quick example. This AI makes transitions between 2 pics look like a scene from a movie. Just pick one photo for the start and one for the end, and it creates a smooth video that connects them like butter on toast. But the craziest part is 2 years ago, I actually ran an experiment, and for the last 2 years, 99% of the content you see is my AI clone. This guy right here is 100% AI. I have completely cloned myself, and the best part is I can spend my time now just working on a good transcript, and I can feed that transcript to my clone, and he performs it perfectly every single time. And this works because in the last 12 months, we've gained 750,000 new surfer fans. And since I've been able to clone myself, I don't have to spend my time now creating content.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, buddy.
Dude, crushed it.
Dude, he nails it every single time.
Dude, he's so much better than you.
Yeah, I know. Buzz, that's why I don't have to get in front of the camera.
Should we tell the audience that he's AI? Or should we just keep them thinking he's human?
No, I think it's important to let people know how real this is getting. Type something up, send it to them.
想像とは終わりなき旅だ。
Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Hold on.
Was that Japanese?
Sending now.
Yeah, baby, everything that you just saw me do was AI, and all I need is a good script. It's so good. Okay, I want to say something. All right, y'all. I think you can understand that I have a lot of fun with AI, and I use my clone for everything. He crushes on social media, tens of millions of views every single month, brings in thousands of leads, all organically. I use him for training classes, courses, you name it. It's awesome. And it's allowed me to focus on things that I actually love. Like, I love spending my time figuring out how to animate or working on inventions. And I can leverage my clone for literally everything else. Tony, Dean, thank you so much. This has been so fun. From your favorite AI clone, peace, y'all.
Is that awesome or what? Let's give it up for Dallas, the AI surfer. Way to go, man. Appreciate you. Have some fun. It's an amazing group of humans.
What's up, y'all? How we doing? Can I get a hang loose sign? Give me some surfer energy up in the house. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Let's get the hang loose. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah. Love that. How many of you actually thought that that was actually me? Crazy, right? So crazy. Show me in the comments, who thought that was actually me? Did I trick you? Even my mom couldn't tell. I sent that to my mom and she actually thought that was me, which is the wildest thing in the world. But what I'm here to share is actually something really important, and I'm so excited to be here. This is a beautiful stage. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Dean. This is amazing. And what I'm about to share is basically wrapped around 3 words. And those 3 words are AI, human, harmony. Now, let me set the stage, because I think this is actually going to connect all of us. And when I say AI, human, harmony, what do I mean? Well, we live in such a transitional period right now. We live in a time that no other humans are actually going to experience ever again. And what do I mean by that? We live in a time where we're transitioning from human intelligence to artificial intelligence. Everybody that comes after us is actually going to live in an AI world. It's the craziest thing. So we right now, sitting together in this room, have such a duty to design the future to be AI human harmony. So I'm going to set the stage with that. And I'm going to actually come to this vibe board because they showed me that I actually have a vibe board. I didn't know this thing was a thing. So I want to go through a few different things. And it's all going to be around this topic of AI human harmony. So before I get started, I actually want to explain who I am. I've never considered myself to be an AI expert. I've actually never considered myself to be a guru. I don't like that because I like being able to say, when you have a question, I don't know. But what I do consider myself to be is an AI experimentalist. I don't even know if that's a word. You guys can let me know in the comments, but it doesn't matter because it makes me feel good because I love to experiment. And when I have an experiment that works, I can confidently tell you that, hey, this experiment worked. So this experiment, I'm going to take you way back to the beginning. Less than 3 years ago, so far back. This is where the AI Surfer was born. And the whole theme of this entire summit has been thought partners, AI clones. You heard Dean say there's so many different names for this, right? There's so many different names. But before we get into that, I want you to put on your AI goggles. Literally, you could put them on however you want, you know? You got to put on your AI goggles. Some of you are doing it. I love that. Show me your AI goggles. It's important. This is a really important part because I fundamentally believe the world is shifting so much that you have to be able to see through a new pair of lenses to understand it. So this is not a tutorial that I'm about to go through. It's a pair of glasses to put on to see the world in an entirely new way. So I'm going to take you back to the beginning. And the beginning was an experiment that I wanted to run. As soon as ChatGPT came out, I had the moment, I was like, this is amazing. I got to try this experiment. And the experiment was so simple. Could I actually train an AI to become my business partner, make every single decision with AI, and build a business? And something so magical happened that I never expected. What happened was there's this word called context. And what happened was I actually started First, I gave it a role. So I gave this thought partner, business partner role. I said, you are my AI business partner. And it actually started acting that way, which was super magical. And then I realized that you could feed this thing context. Things like ideas, that's a light bulb, or goals. And you're able to feed it stuff like this. And the more that you feed it, the more personalized it becomes for you. And it starts giving you these amazing outputs. So this became really interesting to me because the goal was to actually figure out if I could use AI to become my business partner, make every single decision together to build a business. And what started happening in a real world example, we wanted to come up with a name. And I was like, yo, how about I just name it after me, my personal name? Or maybe I name it just the AI dude. And it pushed back on me so hard. And it was like, you're thinking too small. What if you named it something more generic that maybe you can scale outside of it so it doesn't have to be your face, or maybe it doesn't even have to be a male? So it pushed back on me and gave me these amazing personalized outputs. And then what happened was I kept on feeding it these new outputs and these new results that we were developing together. And it created this amazing, amazing, amazing experience where the more that I did that iteration, the more personalized it got to me. And this thing became so good, it knew me better than my mom. And it was an unbelievable experience. And I quickly realized that not only could I actually train one, but I could train many. And I started creating one for my marketing department. I even create one for my girlfriend. Why not? You know, I could train it on her. She was like, babe, how did you remember that I love carnations? I was like, well, I AI augmented myself. So this experience that started less than 3 years ago taught me that I can train an AI and I can make it super personalized, individualized to me. And from this experience, the AI surfer exploded. Now, before I go further, I want to make one definition. You've heard a bunch of different terms here: your AI business partner, your AI thought partner, your AI clone, all this kind of stuff. Well, going back to this future of an AI human harmony world, because this is the future that we're designing. I don't think anybody wants to live in a world where AI just does everything. I think we all want to find our place in the world, in this new world. So AI human harmony is so important. So I changed the name from my AI business partner to my thought partner only for this reason. I think it's really important that the human always takes it the last mile. This is my thought partner, but I am the thought leader. And I think that's really important for the future as we're designing this AI human harmony world. So the AI surfer is exploding, right? Going crazy, gangbusters. We pass 1 million followers. I get offers to do Hollywood movies. I'm hanging out with legends. The experiment worked way better than I could ever imagine. I get to here. And what happens? I have an existential crisis, an AI existential crisis. And I don't want to get too dark here because I made it out. But I think it's important to tell you because I know that I'm not the only one that felt this way. And every time I say this, so many people relate to me. But what happened to me, oddly enough, happened to another content creator at the same time. And we had hundreds of thousands of followers. And he jumped, I'll never forget this, it's clear as day. He jumped on his social media, in his underwear, on his bed, disheveled, ranting about how AI is like literally the worst thing for humanity. And it freaked me out. It freaked me out so much that not far after, I actually shut the AI surfer down. I stopped posting. One, because I was so freaked out that maybe I would get in my underwear one day and do the same thing. I couldn't believe that could bring someone to the brink of, craziness. But also two, AI was starting to really affect me in a way that was not feeling AI human harmony anymore. It felt like AI was actually competing against me, and it was a race that I wasn't going to win. AI was getting so good that everything that I attached my value and worth to in business, it was just doing better. So it sent me in this spiral. And I wasn't posting. I didn't know what to do. Only thing I think about was surfing. So I take my family to Mexico, and when it rains, it pours. I get to Mexico, the waves are just pumping. They're great. They're so good that they actually crash on shore, break the sewage pipe. All the sewage runs out to sea, and now those good waves turned into poopy waves. And I'm just sitting there on the ocean. I can't do anything. At this moment, I'm depressed. It's a dark moment, but in the dark, things glow. In the dark, things glow. And two questions popped out at me. And this was a pinnacle that just changed everything in terms of my idea of thought partners. The two questions were, one, what makes me human? Crazy question, so valid now since we have artificial intelligence. And the second question was, what do I want? What do I want? If AI is so good, what do I want? And what I did is I grabbed a journal because honestly, it upset me that I couldn't clearly answer that question. And I went old school, baby. I grabbed a journal and I started with this prompt, I want. And every single day, I just started writing, I want. I would exhaust my brain. I would turn the page the next day, I want. The next day, I want. And I repeated that process over and over and over again until something beautiful happened. What happened was I started recognizing patterns of things that I actually wanted in my life. And more importantly, the things that I used to want in my life that I used to love, but because of business, I forgot about those things. And in that moment, it clicked, and I literally said out loud, I want to spend 100% of my time and energy doing what I love. And what if the world could do the same? We're all unique. We all have different things that we love doing. And with AI, we've never in our life had a software that we can personalize it so uniquely to every single individual. It's totally different. Again, that lens to be able to see through. We've never had stuff like this before. So when I was thinking about this, a formula popped in my head. 90% AI, 10% human. And this became the new experiment. Could I find a way to leverage AI for 90% of the heavy lifting so I could focus on the 10% of my business that I actually love? And the 10% is the most important part because it has those two elements, what makes me human and actually what I want to do in my life and my business. And this is the craziest part. When you actually get clear on this and you feed it to AI, AI will literally start working with you to design a life where you spend 100% of your time and energy doing what you love. And that brought me back because I could get behind this. In this AI human harmony, I think we should protect the 10% for us. And I can definitely get behind a life where I'm spending 100% of my time and energy doing what I love. And this whole thing made the thought partner completely powerful, completely life-changing. So as an AI experimentalist, I can confidently say that creating your thought partner, getting on board with this is the step one. For sure, everybody in the room needs a thought partner. And with that said, I appreciate you so much. I hope you learned from my experiment. This has been an amazing time. Thank you guys so much. Peace and love.
Seriously. So good. The AI surfer, everybody. Give it up for Dallas. So good. So good. You know, I have to say, I hope you could see the power of having that partner. I loved this evolution. I loved even when he questioned himself and then getting back into it now. And he lives these words. When you create your thought partner, when you create your clone that knows you, your patterns, your priorities, your decisions, what you're weak at, what you're strong at, when you know that and your clone knows that, then you have the smartest, most genius business partner in the world to help evolve. And that's exactly what we get to create together in the 30-day AI boot camp. Here's the cool part. So we were back there watching. I want to explain something, make sure those of you who are new, I know some of you are like, duh, Dean, but your partner, your AI clone is built on the base of ChatGPT, and then other things are plugged in later that's built on the base. And it's there to talk to, it's there to write with, to help you grow and buy back time. Moving it into an avatar, that's the terminology we used, which you saw in Dallas's video, turn it where it could speak. That's the next level. That's taking everything that it knows about you and then actually creating a physical avatar that could speak like you if you ever wanted to do that. Who would ever want to do that eventually? Raise your hand if you'd ever want a clone to look like you, talk like you, and use it. All right, so while we were back there, while Dallas was sharing, Igor's here with us. I'm like, Igor, can we do a bonus training at the end of the 30 days that shows everybody how to take that clone, and if you want to, how to turn it into the avatar like Dallas played in his video? Who would like that? All right, so those of you who are in, you're gonna get a special bonus training to go to that next level. For those of you who are not, well, maybe that's maybe that's the little nudge that you need to take it across the finish line. Because here's the thing, what I loved about what he just shared. Context is the difference between a first date and a spouse that knows you for over 20 years. And that's the evolution of what Dallas does. When I told you everybody I interviewed had that foundational piece, I wasn't exaggerating. In fact, the cool part with Dallas is his office is right down the street. I was in his office. We had an hour meeting. I was just like, this is the answer. And I hope you could see why we decided to make it the thing that changes everything for you guys. That's why I'm so excited for you guys who are in. Listen, in fact, context is the key to winning in business and in life. Listen, I know we're here to talk about AI tools, but the true AI advantage, and I want you to hear me on this, and I know you felt it. If you're here today, on bonus day, you felt it. The true AI advantage is about how to use these tools to build a better life and become a better you. That's really like if we get stuck on tool AI, it's really just, is this a tool that can allow me to be a better version? Just what Dallas shared. We're not like other AI events. You may have noticed that every day we invited someone who can give you that context for how to build a better, more successful version of yourself, right? We had Zach Cass, we had Arthur Brooks, Mr. Tony Robbins, and myself. Sometimes we're just talking about the success principles because once you understand them, amplify, compound with AI. So before I bring out our next speaker with more AI answers and tactics, and we're gonna get more tactical throughout the day. You guys have witnessed that, haven't you? As we go, we get a little more tactical as we go. I wanna share, I chose this morning, literally up early, getting ready for today. I wanna share 7 success secrets I wish I would have known sooner. Principles I live by, teach my children, and share with my students. This will be the foundation. We can do this whole thing in about 10 minutes. These 7 principles have never let me down, and I think they can help guide you through this changing world because they're human principles that stand the test of time. You guys up for that? You want to learn? You trusted me up to this point. Will you trust me on this one? Give me a yes in the chat or raise your hand if that's cool. All right, thank you everybody. All right, you ready? We're gonna go through these pretty quick. Number 1, audit your inner circle. If you guys want to write these down, oh, the team's got a slide. Fantastic. Audit your inner circle. If someone wants to write them down in your journal, you want to write them in the chat, that's great. What do I mean by that? I'm going to give different names than you're used to. But some of these what I'm about to share to you, you've already heard. Then I just want to be a reminder service today because you have the opportunity to amplify your life right now in this golden era like never before. You're watching each presenter who comes tells you there's so many things out there, But it all starts with the base of this thought partner, this clone, right? So your opportunity is here. So we got to make sure all the other stuff's good, because if you amplify chaos, it doesn't work. If you amplify insecurity, it doesn't work. If you amplify lack of confidence, it doesn't work. We want to amplify the best version of you. And do you see why Tony and I weave this in? He's the master at it. I've learned from the best, right? So audit your inner circle. What does that mean? If the people around you don't get AI, don't wait for their permission. It's okay. Some people take longer. There's a lot of people, there's probably someone in your life that you wish came to this event with you. Maybe you asked them and they didn't show up. That's okay. You know, I have a dear friend, Trent Shelton, and Trent always uses glasses as an analogy. So many times we're hoping that people around us see our crazy dreams, right? We're hoping they want to do the things we want to do, and we tell them, oh my God, I'm going to do AI, and I'm going to start this business, or I'm going to scale my business. And they're like, what? That's crazy. That's for other people. That's for younger people. It's for smarter people. It's for programmers or whatever. And then sometimes we dim our glow, don't we, to match the people around us. So Trent says, think of it as a pair of glasses. Whatever your beliefs are, mine is God, but I believe these glasses are my 2020 vision on the future that I want. I have crazy dreams. I know where I want to go, and I see them crystal clear. But have you ever tried on someone else's glasses and they're not your prescription? They're blurry. Of course, like, I can't see anything. What are you talking about? So the way Trent always describes is, this is my lens. I get to see my future, my goals, my dreams crystal clear. I don't want you to have to try to read through my prescription. That's okay. But you can't let them, like I said earlier, dim your glow. Rather, find a way to barricade that. Find a way to decide who you let into your inner circle to tell about your dreams. If you have a friend or someone close to you that's negative, well, you can just hang out with them, but you don't have to share your dreams, right, Mavis? You don't have to get their permission. You don't have to wait for their approval. And then you get to choose the voices that expand your future, not shrink it. You get to be a part of a community that says, we are all here to win. I know some of you are thinking, will this work for me? Am I ready? Yes, you are. And yes, this will. Stop waiting for permission. If you are ready, this is the time to leap. So number one, audit your inner circle. Number two, it's on me. It's on me is something that has liberated my life more than any of them. Because here's what I realized. No one is coming to save us. There's no magical handout. There's no magical money machine. It doesn't matter. Here in the States, our politics are crazy. Maybe they're crazy all over the world. But it doesn't matter who is the president now, who was, who's going to be. Has anybody come into your life as a president or Congress or Senate and said, Rebecca, everything's fixed. You don't have to worry about anything. I got you. Heck no. So when you realize, Tanya, I see you laughing. When you realize it is all on us. If you win, it's on you. If you try and you fail, it's on you. You get to learn from it. If you move forward with AI and crush it, that's on you. If you wait and you miss the train, that's on you. And when you do that, it is the most liberating thing in the world because it's on me. You must own taking the steps on whatever it takes to get that time back because you have to do it. No one's going to come in and learn AI and fix your life for you. So many people are thinking that even in their companies. I'll just let the team figure it out. No, you got to lead from the front. And when you decide to do this, it's the most liberating thing in the world because it's on you. And sometimes we think to ourselves, I would do this, but time. Oh my God, that's on you. What else is going to buy your time back? There's no magic wand coming to go, okay, Mavis, okay, Tyler, okay, Kathleen. I've just made your days 36 hours long. It ain't happening. It's on us to go, what do I need to say no to? What do I need to say yes to? What actions do I have to take to finally bring it back? Number two, it's on me. Number three, solve bigger problems. Solve bigger problems. You know, stop spending your energy on small problems. I'm thinking because this is so important to me. If you think of our body, think of it as like a power plant. And we only make a certain amount of energy each day. If we spend that energy from this internal power plant on solving tiny problems, then we have no energy to solve big problems. Solve problems, and if it's money, add a zero to it. Here's what I know. When I was broke and trying to do my first real estate deals almost 40 years ago, man, I would fight and stress and worry over a deal that I hope to make $1,000 on. I realize sometimes now I do $10 million deals, $50 million deals, $100 million deals. I'm not saying it to brag. I'm saying it's the same energy. It's the same worry. It's the same strategy. So if I'm gonna worry, then let's worry about bigger things. And that's what I loved what Dallas shared, is his clone made him stretch himself, said, stop thinking small. Stop letting your old patterns get in the way. That's a business partner that knows you and pushes you through the uncomfortable. Because here's what I know. If I'm in a room with successful people, I know the most successful person in that room solves the most problems. Here's the last one. Instead of thinking, if I get successful, problems will go away, how about thinking, it's time for me to get better at solving bigger problems? Mercedes, I see you writing down. You like that one? It's time for us to get better at solving bigger. Mike Sigler, I see you. And that's what AI can help us do. Bigger problems based on incredible data. Number 4, be bold. Be bold. I know that sounds simple, but uncomfortable action is the price of growth. That's it. Hesitation has already cost you compounding like success. And if you didn't take action, the thought of missing is compounding. If you did take action, it's compounding in your direction, right? If you think about it, if we're all being honest, who in here was ever excited about doing something? You knew you should do it, but you didn't, and it was like a train going down the tracks, and some days you think about it, like, I should have done that thing. I should have went up and talked to him. I should have said yes. I should have started that business. That Nita, I see on the treadmill, it's that invention that you said, I need to create this, but you didn't, and 2 years later, someone's crushing it online with your idea because you didn't take that action. Carrie, I see you shaking your head. I see you, Rita, right? That's why we can't wait. We have to take uncomfortable action. You know what being bold is? Being bold is not moving forward in the absence of fear. Bold is me moving forward, even though you're a little scared. But let me tell you what takes that away is when you model proven practices like Tony taught, when it's pattern recognition. For those of you joining us, you don't have to do this alone anymore. You could be bold with the blueprint. You could be bold with Igor walking you through each day and teaching, each week teaching you, getting your questions answered, being a part of a community, following a plan, and building this same kind of blueprint that Dallas shared for yourself. Make sense? I see you, Maria. So you're not going out in the wilderness by yourself. I see you, Tyler, right? You're following a model. This is the time to make one bold move every day. Maybe this is the week you make 2 bold moves every day. I hope you are making the bold move to join us because our training starts on Thursday. What has hesitation already cost you? Think about it. Don't feel that way again. Number 5, persist until I succeed. Persist until I succeed. This was from a book. I see you, Sandra. This was from a book called The World's Greatest Salesman by Og Mandino. It really wasn't about sales. It was about life. I had my kids read it. I bribed my kids with money to read it more than once. That's true. They get paid. You're laughing at me, Kathleen, but I bribe my kids with $25 a book. And if it's a longer one, they negotiate for that. When I was broke as a kid, if my dad said $25 a book, I would have read 5 a day. But it motivates them, right? But what I love, it talks about 10 scrolls for an incredibly successful life. Scroll number 2 was, I will persist until I succeed. I think the word persist is the only word in the English language that can guarantee your success. Most people quit inches before the breakthrough, right? You know what Og Mandino said in the book? He said, when did we start to think that the prize was at the beginning of the journey? The prize is at the end of the journey. And we don't know how many corners we have to go around before our prize is there. I take that as you don't know how many times you have self-doubt that you move forward, that you put something out there and it fails and you keep moving forward. It's almost like a success auditor going, hey, Tyler tried this, it failed. Ooh, he's still moving forward. He tried this, failed again, still moving forward. He's on number 11. I think it's time to give him his breakthrough. Right? Maybe Tyler has to go through 11, but John has to go through 25. And Christy has to go through 30. I don't know how many we have to go through, but we do have to go. And if you model proven practices and you keep persistent until you succeed, there is no way you can't succeed. Make sense? Momentum rewards those who keep going. Number 6, commitment over convenience. Commitment over convenience. See, dabbling is expensive. Write that one down. Dabbling is expensive. You dabble in a relationship, does it stick? You dabble in the business you want to start, does it work? If you dabble as a parent, does it work? Dabbling with AI, you might already be doing that. You need a proven plan. You see, I met a gentleman once. His name was David Kekage. He was a jogger. He got hit by a car. He was paralyzed from the neck down. He was in a wheelchair. And he had this cool thing. He's called it Kekage Credos. He's such a positive guy. It looked like a business card, but it unfolded like this big. And one of his credos was, live the hard way so you can live the easy way. And I got to talk to him about it, and I've just adopted that. Listen, sometimes you gotta live the hard way to enjoy life. Who in here would commit to 6 months of living a little tougher, taking uncomfortable actions, going against the inner villain of insecurity or imposter syndrome? Who would live hard for 6 months so you could live decades in a better way? Say yes or hell yes in the chat, right? So those of you joining us, for 30 days, you're gonna be doing something new. You have the most incredible trainer. And plus you have all of the success that Tony and I, the success patterns of 76 years. When you combine Tony and I and what Igor has done as one of the top AI educators, that combo is priceless. That combo allows you to say, I'm gonna commit to this so I can have convenience later. There's nothing worse than wanting the convenience first. The prize is at the end. The clone is at the end of 30 days. Make sense? You guys are freaking awesome. Chat is on fire. Lights me up. You can see maybe I get a little too excited sometimes. All right, number 7. Number 7. Who versus how? This is the ultimate game changer. Because the fact of the matter is, if you know where you want to go, like we talked about, if you have a desire and a year from now, this is what I want. We set our 90-day goal. If you know that's what you want, I shared with you, then you got to attach a heart, an emotion behind it, right? You got to have an emotion behind it. Once you know where you want to go and you have an emotion behind it, then the last piece is how. How do I learn AI? How do I use it to buy back time? How do I leverage that time? How do I get more time with my family, right? That's what the 30-day program is. It is the how. But even better, what can really change everything, and I changed this about 5 years ago, if you replace the word who or how with who. Who has already figured it out? Figure it out on your own is hard. Like going through the woods and trying to get to the other side and go, I don't know where the cliffs are. I don't know where the quicksand is or the spiders that could kill me. If you're in the Amazon, if someone said, hey, here's the map. I've been going through these woods for 40 years. Here, let's get you to the other side. That's the who. The right who closes the gap. And we all have a gap to fill. That's why you're here. Mentors, playbooks, proven paths, a 30-day process. That's how you get the who to help you get the how and make it happen. That's what this 30-day clone system is all about. You guys feeling that? And we're so excited for this. Do me a favor, how many, I gotta show you guys, I don't think you know, pull up how many hours we've saved as a community. We talk about blowing past our goal. if you could bring that up, I would look at that. We are at 10 million hours. Can we give it up for you guys? 10 million hours. What can't we do? All right, here's what I want to tell you. If you take these 7 keys to success, the next 30 days with our step-by-step approach to building a clone, a thought partner, a co-pilot, you can shore up the foundation for your future. We believe that with all of us. I know for many of you today, it's decision time. I see some questions in the chat from my logical buyers. Yeah, leave that up. I want to see it. I guess our new goal's got to be 11 million. I mean, 11 million hours saved, we get to change the world, right? Number 7 was who versus how. Who versus how. So I've seen so many questions come in, and I wrote down as many as I could. The team wrote down as many as they could. And I want to answer a few of them. So I want to make sure that those of you who are the logical buyers, that there's nothing holding you back. For what did I say when we started today? Today's the day to make a decision, right? Today's the day. If you decide, I don't want to learn AI, cool. I want to figure it out on my own, cool. I would say, don't do it. But today's the day to decide. So I want to answer the top questions that came in. And if you have more that I missed, you can put them in the chat and I'll try to answer them later. But number 1, the biggest one was, what can I realistically expect at the end of 30 days? I think Dallas did an incredible job of sharing what to expect, to have this partnership, to have a clone that not only will be next level confidence for you, you'll have your customized genius business partner with the tools and processes to bring it to life and integrate it into your business, your career, and your life. Before the end of 30 days, I want to assure you this, your clone will be already answering questions, saving you time, supporting tasks, streamlining your life, and you'll be figuring out that 90-10 model, right? That's Dallas's proprietary model, but it's the same philosophy. How do we get AI to do more so I can do more human stuff? I don't know any better way to describe it. I know those of you who are new, it might be hard to understand. Know that the clone starts as an additional brain. And the cool part is if you want to clone it to where you actually see it like an avatar, we're going to include that bonus training. And a quick reminder, I know you see it up on the screen. I'm going to leave that to watch. Hopefully those hours continue to go up. Let's get to 11 million by midnight tonight would be amazing. And I don't want you to go now. I want you to listen. But here's a quick reminder. Remember, we start with the kickoff intensive. That's where you design your clone, the DNA. It starts to go deep, starts buying you back time. Then there's 4 weekly sessions to evolve it, how one input creates multiple inputs, right? Or outputs, one input, multiple outputs, streamlining your time, like you saw with Sabrina and the others. We're going to show you how it turns into your business partner, how you create next level efficiencies and effectiveness all the way through. Your clone will be like, we guarantee it. You'll save 15 hours a week or you can get your money back. And the launch and scale lab, oh my God, I can't wait for that. That's 3 hours where we lock it all in. You get, yes, here's some of the tactical questions. I see the team has put them in the chat down here. Yes, you get to keep it for life. Yes, the clone is yours. Yes, it's built on a foundation of ChatGPT and you could build it on the free version. You get to keep it forever. It's yours. We never see your data. Your data is yours and protected. If you put something in chat or you put something on social media, it's the same, right? We never see what you do. We just teach you how to do it. You get all the resources. You get our prompt library. You get 3 months of the AI Amplifier Club, which is monthly training and all kinds of amazing stuff. It's a family you could stay a part of. If you don't want to, you don't have to, right? And you get our Tony and I's $1 billion blueprint. We could have never done this without AI. We put all our successes and how we've done so many businesses into AI and said, give us the secrets. This thing is insane. You're going to freak out when you read this. And if you want to go that next level, you get 30 days of Replit for free. You get Rachel's templates on operations. We really worked hard to create something so irresistible that you don't miss out. And as you see, it's $9.95 or 3 payments of, I gotta look over, $380. And again, I know so many of you have already said yes, and I can't wait to serve. And it is happening in literally 3 days from right now. Listen, I love this week. Here's a question. I love this week, but I still feel like I'm behind in today's tech. Is this right for me? Here's what I want to share. This is not about being techie. It's not about being a coder or someone who uses every new app. Believe me, I didn't grow up with a computer in high school. We barely had them. They weren't even there yet. I used a rotary phone. I get it. Tech freaks me out. That's not what this is about. This is about learning a process. It's not just the new tools. This is a way of life. That's why we're approaching it with a philosophical foundation first that you get from Tony and I, business success from Tony and I, and then you get Igor, who's cutting edge on how to teach and what's going next. This combo is going to be absolutely magical. We guide you every step. And if you have questions, you get them answered. Now, number 3 is, what if I have to miss a call or fall behind? Will the trainings be recorded? I already went through that. All of them are recorded, all of them in your back office. You get to keep them for life. Somebody asked, what platform? I already said that. This platform is built on the base of ChatGPT because that's what most people have. The cool part is once you build this foundational clone, this brain, you could take it anywhere you want to go. Yeah, I put in there, we don't own any part of this clone. It's all yours. Can I wait until next time you offer this? Listen, here's a couple things. I understand that. I'm talking to my sister's tribe right now. First off, this technology is not waiting for you. So for nothing else, you need to take action now. And why wait? And yes, this is truly an event-only offer that closes because the training starts in 2 days and we don't let anybody in after that. If you know anything about Tony and I, we don't say it and then reopen it. This offer will close. You come back here next week, it'll say closed. And like I said earlier, we're guaranteeing you 15 hours a week if you do the work. If you show up to the events and you do the work, if it doesn't save you the money, full refund. So, like I said earlier, if you're the kind of person that waits the last minute, this is the final 36 hours. Wednesday night, this offer closes. Remember, every breakthrough begins with one decision, typically a little fearful decision. But that's where real change happens. And that's why deciding now changes everything. The farmer who waited missed the harvest. The ones that acted early built the future we're living in. We're not only going to show you how we built it, but again, between what Igor knows, what we know, what we learned from interviewing 50 people, this is what we believe is the greatest opportunity to say yes. So if you're ready to say yes to yourself, then say yes to going all in with the AI Advantage Bootcamp. This is your time to take action. This offer is limited, like we talked about. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give a quick little 7-minute break for you to go enroll, to say yes. Those that are in, go get something to drink, take a little walk. When we come back, we got John, we got Lior, we got Igor. We're going to rock your world. We're going to get more tactical as we go and keep compounding this. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss a second of this. And we look forward to serving you guys starting Thursday. All right, let's take a quick 7-minute break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, welcome back. Congratulations to those that are in. Our goal, our new big goal, 11 million by the end of the night. We're chipping our way there. All right, okay. Yes, so come back to your computer screens. Somebody said, is there more AI training? Yeah, you have 3 amazing guests who came in. Our next guest flew in from Utah last night just to be here with you guys. You know what I love about our next presenter, John? Once you have the foundation for AI and a clone that knows you, then it's time to take things to the next level. Then it's time to start branching out. John started with, and I'm just speaking from the heart here, because I've been working with John now for about 5 months. I got to know this guy, his heart, how much he cares, and not a tech foundation, but man, he's an incredible trainer. But not only once he created this base clone, then this is the evolution for all of us. Now he has AI employees that are doing different parts of his business. Talk about crazy and talk about mind-blowing. So here's what I want to tell you. No matter where you are in the journey, If you think to yourself, I'm more advanced than this, then you're missing out on the things that might have, the nuances. Every mastermind I ever go to, I take more notes than anybody in the room because you can learn so much from the newbie and there's always a nuance. If you, I've already done that, great, there's nuances. If you haven't done it and it seems in the future, then you look through the lens of like, wow, I can't wait to get there. If you look through that lens, then every speaker fires you up. John is the founder of a company called Akavu. I hope I said that right. A company leading the way in 3D, AR, and immersive digital experiences. He's here to show you a simple tool for adding massive leverage to your clone and how to prepare for this next layer of the internet. Without further ado, can we please give a warm welcome to John Cheney. Thanks, man. Have fun.
Thanks, Dean. What's up, guys? This is amazing. Look at all these happy faces. Everyone's clapping and excited. I'm not Tony Robbins, but you know, you guys still bring the energy. I love it. I love it. It's awesome. This is really cool. All right, you guys are awesome, right? I mean, you don't even need Tony on here to bring all that energy. You guys are just clapping and screaming, and it looks just awesome on here. There it is. There's the cheering. So, well, guys, nice to meet you. I'm John, and like many of you, I have so many ideas. Right? Who here has ideas? Raise your hand if you have ideas. Right? You're in the shower and you're like, man, I really think that's a good idea. You're driving along, and you want to bring something to life, right? I've been like that my whole life, right? Dean mentioned that I founded a company called Okabu. I actually sold that a few years ago. I'm now the CEO of a company called Gen AI PI, and I'll talk about that in a second here, but I really focus on helping businesses with AI. And, one of the things that for me has been really liberating, right, is getting these ideas out of my head and into the world, right? It's almost like scratching an itch, right? You've got this idea, and if you can just bring it to life, you can see if it's actually real, right? And then how do you test those ideas, right? How do you take an idea and then turn it into money, right? Because that's something that I think everybody here is here so that you can do that, so that you can bring something to life, maybe get your side gig, bring it to life, go make some money on the side, maybe even turn that into your full-time gig, right? That would be a really amazing opportunity there, right? But how do you do that? Well, you have to build it. You got to put something in front of somebody and say, hey, what do I do? What am I offering the world here, right? Then you put it in front of them. You say, okay, what do you think? Did anybody buy? Nobody bought. Okay, well, let's pivot. Or, hey, people started to buy. You ask them questions. You pivot again. You repeat it, right? That process can now be accelerated by about 1,000x, right? I built a website about 6-7 months ago, and really it was a website for a company and all kinds of other things. It was really complex. And, I mentioned before this company, Okavu, that I founded, I had to go and raise $13 million to do that. Who here thinks it's easy to raise $13 million? I'm not seeing any hands, right? It's hard. It's really hard. And not only that, it's really, really stressful, right? One of the biggest risks you have to your ideas coming to life is a lack of time and money, right? The AI can reduce that just dramatically, right? And so, that business I started in 2016 and raised $13 million, ended up selling it in 2023, and that was cool, right? But now I started a business March 1 of this year using AI, and it's now, to me, worth way more than it was, right? Financially, I have made way more money now in the last 6 or 7 months, having raised $0. And I built this thing literally in a weekend. And I did it with a tool that you guys already know about called Replit, right? You got to meet the CEO, Amjad Masad. I actually connected Amjad with Dean and said, hey, you guys, Amjad needs to put this in front of this audience. So I'm super, super glad you guys are in there. If you've signed up for the boot camp, you already have a 30-day free trial to that, and you want to get in there. You want to get in there and get that boot camp so that you can get access to this tool. I promise you it's worth it. But all you have to do is just talk to it. And for almost nothing, you can just do incredible things, right? The old way was you come up with an idea, you go and you find a developer, you find out you're going to have to pay him $150,000 a year. Maybe you find a co-founder, right? Or whatever. Either way, you have to go and borrow money from your rich uncle, and you have to figure that out, right? You got to make sure that you have enough money to take care of your people, right? And with AI, your people changes a little bit, right? Now, your developer is Replit, okay? You can just go in there and you can talk to it and you can just bring it to life. And so you can change something that used to be, really, really expensive, require millions or even tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to bring that idea to life. Now you can test it and do it in a second almost, right? I mean, it literally takes about 20 minutes to bring something to life. Now, I want to teach you something here that I hope will help you as you start to dive into this, because a lot of you are going to be new to this. You're going to jump into Replit and you're going to start talking to it, and it's just going to start doing things, right? And that's amazing. Now, one of the things that is very, very easy to do with AI, whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's your clone that you guys are all going to you're all going to have here in ChatGPT, whether it's Replit, whatever it is, it's very easy to let AI take over, to let it be the boss. And you have to remember that you're the boss, right? Look in the mirror. You are the boss, right? You are the one that's going to be in charge of this. And if you don't remember that, the AI is just going to kind of go off and do things on its own, right? So that's why having a really finely tuned clone and then remembering that you're in charge will help you, okay? So let's talk about this. A lot of people will go into Replit. Let's say you have an idea, you want to build a weather app. I'm maybe in another lifetime, I'd be a weatherman. I love the weather. So you go into Replit and you say, hey, build me a weather app. And it just starts going. It starts writing code and it brings up a screen and you all of a sudden have weather and it's working, right? Because Replit's very capable. AI is very capable. But what instructions did you actually give it, right? You just said, build me a weather app. And that's it. Now, is that your idea? No, not really. I mean, kind of. It's kind of your idea. But it's filling in all these gaps, right? Imagine this. Amjad said you need to treat Replit like your employee. What if you just went to your employee, you hire a developer, you say, you know what, I am going to pay $150,000 a year, and I'm going to hire an employee, and I'm going to hand them some instructions, and all it says is, build me a weather app. They'd say, okay, well, I mean, what colors should it be? What do we call it? And what should it do? And why is it going to be different from Apple weather or Google weather or whatever? All these different, opportunities here. Why is this going to be different? Okay. So the best way to get good results, here's what I really want to share here. You want to talk to your clone about this idea. You tell it. You ask the clone, you ask the AI, say, hey, I want you to interview me one question at a time about this idea. And then let's come up with a plan. Spend 10, 20, 30 minutes. I've spent hours talking to my clone about, hey, I want to do this. Ask me questions. Help me refine the idea. And it's really fun. It's actually kind of addicting. Once you get in there and you're talking to it, your clone is so smart, so capable of pulling all of that information out, right? Then you say, build me a business plan, right? Give me a 1,500-word business plan. And now you've got this really detailed plan about who's your customer, what is this thing called, why is it different, why is it unique, why are people going to buy it, right? And when you take that plan and then just literally copy it and paste it into Replit. Now, Replit doesn't have to guess. Now it's not just making up something that's AI, some average of what every other people in the world said to this AI, because that's how AI works, right? It takes all the knowledge in the world and brings it together. So if you let AI go build it by itself, it's just going to be some average thing. But if you are the boss, if you remember that your ideas are unique and they're very powerful, you can do incredible things. Could you guys go ahead and bring up my my website, GenAIPI? I just want to show you something that I built with AI, right? So here, this is GenAIPI, the General AI Proficiency Institute. Yeah, just go ahead and scroll down a little bit. I just want to kind of show off how pretty and nice the site is. Scroll even faster. Maybe just, I don't know, maybe we don't want to go too fast. Okay, go ahead and click on AI Leadership there at the top. And okay, yeah, scroll down just a little bit. There's a login, there's a sign up. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Go ahead and scroll all the way to the bottom. There's footers, there's social links, there's all these different things. Click on Enterprise Solutions at the top, right? And so, again, I work with businesses and help them implement AI in their business, right? And that's awesome. But for me to put this kind of website, thank you, you can go ahead and turn that off. For me to put this website together before AI would have easily cost me $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, right? And when you actually dig in and start really looking at it, you would see there's admin sections and there's live courses and there's content. There's thousands of hours of stuff that you could do. It would have cost, this is crazy. I did because I've been through the experience of doing entrepreneurship, I would say the hard way, where you go and you have to raise money and you have to pay people to do this and it just takes forever, right? It took me 8 years, right? Raising $13 million to do that. Because I've understood that, I know kind of what it would take to build this Gen AI API site and everything. It would have taken me about 18 months. And during that time, I would have ended up paying about $3.2 million. Instead, I started that on a Thursday morning and finished it on a Saturday night. 3 days. That website, I built that in 3 days. And it cost me about $120, right? So instead of $3.2 million, that's the old way, it only cost me $120. Instead of 18 months, it took me 3 days. You can literally build a business in a weekend with AI. Your clone can help guide you through, and it can just do incredible things for you. It can allow you to scratch that itch like I was talking about in the beginning, right? You're in the shower, you've got this idea, get out of the shower and write that idea down, and then get to work. Go and do it. That's the one place where I think a lot of people fall short, is to have that idea. All right? Dean talked about this in his last segment here. They have the idea, but they don't actually do it. But I promise you that AI is so capable, and your clone, when it understands you, you will be able to take that idea and you will be able to bring it to life. I promise you that, okay? Go and do it. Go talk to it. Teach your clone about what you're trying to do. Spar with it, argue with it, and then use these amazing tools that are being provided in this incredible clone that you're going to be able to get in this boot camp. So with that, thank you so much, guys. I want to go ahead and bring Dean back to the stage.
John Chaney, everybody. Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Whose mind is opening up? Let John know in the chat. Yeah, I see you, Caroline. Doosh. I see you, Helen. Kirsten, I want to be in that, wherever you are in that background, I want to be there. Yeah, our speakers flew in from everywhere, so the more you light up the chat, they get to see it in the back room, in the green room. You know what's cool is having all these different perspectives is really the foundation of all of it, because you see, I'm hoping you see what stems from a great foundation, right? And the reason you might have been overwhelmed by it or not jumped in yet is because you were trying to do all the leaves on the tree before you built the trunk and the roots, the base. This is that base that allows you to amplify. This is the base of all of it. And the cool part, when you're ready to extend, that's why it's so cool that you guys got 30 days free of Replit. Just go have fun with it, right? If you like it, you stay. If you don't, you get 30 days to just have fun with it, and you could see where you could take it. You know, I got to say, before we bring our next guest on, I see so many great logical questions coming in, and a lot of them are like, what time of day? And like, there's so many little ones. Here's what I want to share with all of you, just to put in your heart. The reason we created such an incredible money-back guarantee is because all of those questions get answered by being a part of the boot camp. We're doing the best we can in 3 days and a bonus day, but the real education, the real transformation, the real understanding is when you get in it, when you roll up your sleeves and you make it happen. So here's what I'd say. If you know anything about Tony and I, if you have faith in yourself, if you know that there's a bigger, brighter future ahead, that anything you've put your mind to, you've accomplished, then I'd say go to joinaibootcamp.com before tonight, before Wednesday, because that's when it ends, and start with us on Thursday. That's where we'll get all the rest of those questions answered. All right. Now I'm so excited on who you are going to learn from next. He's become a dear friend of mine who runs CTOX. He helps 7- and 8-figure businesses scale faster with process-driven fractional CTO, Chief Technology Officers. He's going to show you how to use your clone to add leverage to your personal life and make it exponentially better. Here's the cool part. You know, there's so many accolades I could share about this man, but I've got to know him. I've got to know his wife, my wife, all of us together. My wife loves his wife as one of the best humans on the planet. When you meet people that just care, when they become friends overnight, he's just a good man, and he's usually the smartest guy in a room, and I'm so excited he made time for us today. He had to do it virtually, but he's here live. Can we give it up for my dear friend, Lior Weinstein? Thank you, Lior. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today. I'm so excited that Dean and Tony decided to just get this amazing group of people to help all of you learn about my favorite topic, AI. You know, when most people hear the word AI, they think about robots replacing work. I don't. I think about replacing worry. Because for me, AI isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters. I run multiple companies. I'm a husband. I'm a dad of 3 amazing kids. And for years, I carried the invisible checklist in my head. There's groceries, school forms, flights, meetings, dinner ideas, birthday gift. It never stopped. Now, the old way to get more done was to hire more people, work more hours, or just drop the personal stuff that didn't fit. But the new way, the one we have access to now, is to clone your thinking, not just your time. That's what I want to show you today. Not how AI replaces you, but how it can help you show up more fully for the people you love. Because AI is not here to take your job, it's to give you your life back. Now, let's start with something simple. How does AI actually think? A lot of people imagine it's this mysterious black box filled with magic, but really, it's just a very good guesser. So I'm going to need some participation here. I like to explain it the way I like to teach my kids. So if I say the word old, what do you think comes next? So like in the audience, I'm going to look at the chat. Let me know what you think comes old. Okay, me, new, age, school, people, woman. Perfect. Very clear. Man, grandma, parents. Now, that's what your brain predicts, the most likely next word. Now, what if I say the next word is McDonald's? So old McDonald, what do you think the next word after that in that phrase? Had, has. Had. Exactly. And that's it. You just did what a large language model does. Old MacDonald had a farm. You guessed the most likely next word. And that's all it's doing. Predicting one word at a time, millions of times a second with 99% confidence. It doesn't know, it predicts, but it's so good at predicting that it starts to look like reasoning. So when we talk to AI, we're not programming it, we're teaching it. The same way you teach a kid. You give it context. Here's who I am and what I care about. You give it examples. Here's how I'd say it. And you give it feedback. That's not quite my tone. Try again. When you do that, it starts to learn you. Now, I tell my kids, when you talk to AI, you're teaching a mind that doesn't exist yet. Make it smarter by being more human. Because the better you get at communicating who you are, the more useful your AI clone becomes. Now, let's talk about something that completely changed the way I look at my time. It's what I call atoms versus bits audit. Now, your life, every single day, is made up of atoms and bits. Atoms are physical. Things you do with your hands and your body, folding laundry, driving your kids to school, cooking dinner, tucking them in. And bits are digital. Things that live in screens, lists, plans, and data. Planning meals, booking flights, scheduling meetings, writing emails, summarizing notes. Now, AI can't fold a shirt. It can drive your kids to school, and it can't unload the dishwasher, not yet. But it can plan the meals. It can build your grocery list. It can schedule the appointment, organize the day, summarize your inbox, and tell you what actually matters. So I started doing a daily audit. I draw a line down the middle of the page, and I recommend everybody do this today. Atoms on one side, bits on the other. And I ask myself, what am I still doing? Where am I still doing bits work manually? Because that's where AI gives you leverage today. You don't need a PhD in machine learning to get back 2 hours every day. You just need to hand the bits over to your digital copilot, to your clone. AI can't tuck your kids in, but it can free you to be there when you do. Now, let me show you what it looks like in real life, because the magic isn't in theory, it's in everyday moments. Now, I'm going to show you a bunch of things, and I recommend you take screenshots and look at the replay. These are prompts you can put in once you have your clone set up and get amazing results. Now, bedtime stories, I have 3 young kids, like I said, and before every night I try to come up with a new bedtime story, and it was like 20 minutes of, okay, there was a dragon, and by the time I find a plot, my kids were half asleep. Now I can open ChatGPT with my bedtime story generator, and it always knows us. So I can ask a story about pirates and Minecraft and teamwork and space, starring my kids, and in seconds it spins a new adventure. We read it, we laugh, we even edit it together because they can add plot twists. It's the same 10 minutes, but now it's 10 minutes of magic. In fact, I don't know if most of you looked at this. Did you know you can have ChatGPT do it automatically each evening? and just have it ready for you. One of the probably more underutilized features of ChatGPT. Now, let's talk about family travel. I'm the guy in our family that plans our travel, and it used to be mostly 15 browser tabs open, flight times, reviews, spreadsheet stress. I'm sure you know that feeling. But now, with my family travel generator, I can plan a 7-day trip that balances both kid fun and parent recharge near the ocean. It plans the itinerary, the flights, the food, the downtime, even free activities nearby. Now, AI didn't make me travel more, but it definitely made me travel better. Now, family operations is a big deal. And especially for dinner, I don't know, we have this constant what's for dinner text. No one remembers what we have. Half the time we buy double or forget the milk. But now AI can track our family's favorite meals. It can build a grocery list and actually drop it straight into Instacart for order. Now, same groceries, same money, but way less mental load. These aren't huge moments. They're small ones, minutes at a time, maybe 30 minutes here, an hour here. But these minutes and hours compound into memories because it's not just about getting more done. It's about being more present while you do it. Now, imagine waking up and your AI clone has already organized your day for you. So every morning at 7 a.m., mine sends me a 1-minute digest. So it's connected to everything, right? It's connected to my calendar, it knows everything about me. So it can share my top 3 priorities, any family events, a quote that fits my current focus, and even a heads up if there's a scheduled class. It's like having an executive assistant who never sleeps, except it knows your energy patterns and what actually matters to you. Now, I used to wake up and reach for my phone to check messages, and now I can just start the day aligned, not reactive. And all of these prompts, you can play with them today. And certainly once you have your clone figured out, they're going to be 500% better. Now, this one alone saved me from dropping so many balls. After every meeting or conversation, my clone automatically notes who I promised to do something to. And every Friday morning, it sends me a short message. Here are 5 people to follow up with. Here's what you owe them and when you last spoke. Now, that's not productivity. This is relational leverage. I'm not managing a CRM. I'm maintaining trust without trying to remember it all by myself. Just too taxing. Now, every Sunday morning, this is something I really love to do with my friends and family. My clone sends me a gentle note. Here's what you mentioned being grateful for this week. Now, I don't even track it consciously. It learns from my journal entries, messages, and notes, and surfaces the little moments I might have missed. That small reflection re-anchors me every week. It's emotional leverage, reminding me that AI isn't just about getting things done. It's about noticing what matters. Now, Tone Mirror, probably one of my more useful daily driver. Before I send messages or messages I'm not sure about, especially ones that matter, my AI clone acts as my tone mirror. So it analyzes my words and asks, would you like me to make this sound more empathetic, more decisive, or more playful? Especially useful if it's a hairy situation with my wife. And I tell it, keep the message, add warmth, and it transforms the tone without losing the intent. Now, the result is I communicate like the best version of myself and not the rush one, which I'm sure you guys can appreciate. Now, every Thursday night, my clone sends me what it calls the Adventure Digest. It searches local event listings and recommends a few things based on our interest, family hikes, kids festivals, or even creative date nights ideas from my wife and I. Now, it's not random. It knows what we like because it's learned from our past trips, our kids' ages, and all the kind of things that recharge us. Now, I don't have to search. I just have to say yes. That's the real power of a personal AI. It doesn't just save time. It gives you more life inside that time. Now, once your clone knows you, your schedule, your values, and tone, you don't have to tell it what to do. You just can set up these loops like this one. I really like automatic reminders, and it runs your life in the background. So I want you to think, it's not about automation, it's augmentation. Now, we talk about time is money, but time is love. Every minute you buy back from the digital world, from those bits, is a minute you can invest in the physical one, the atoms, in your kids, your spouse, your friends, yourself. AI gives us emotional leverage. It doesn't make you less human. It removes the friction that keeps you from being human. That's the shift. We're not just automating tasks, we're amplifying love. See, the real advantage of AI, which is what we've been talking about these past few days, isn't just speed, it's presence. It's getting to live the moments you used to miss because you were too busy managing life. When people say to me, AI can't replace you, I kind of smile because mine doesn't have to. It supports me. So I can show up as the dad, the husband, the boss, and the friend I want to be. And the truth is, if you've ever wished you could duplicate yourself, not just to make more money, but to make more memories, that's the real AI advantage. And in my philosophy, the real AI advantage that all of you can take advantage from today is love. Thank you so much.
Oh my God. So good. Everybody give it up for Lior. So good. Lior can see your chat. Let him know. Let him know. All right. I just sat there. I had the opportunity of knowing Lior personally, and wasn't that amazing? I mean, seriously, look at it. Look at the chat. I'm sure Lior is watching this right now and gets to see this chat. I think Lior just nailed it better than I did on what this personal clone can be for you in your business, but in your life as well. Every one of those examples. I do a third of those. And we're working, I just committed while I was sitting there writing in my journal. I was sitting back on the couch. I'm like, I'm committing to all of those in the next 30 days because my clone is built. It already knows me on a deep level following the process. I can do this. Who wants to implement some of those things in their life and have the confidence, the skills, and the process in which to do it? Exactly. Thank you, Lior. That was so magical. Because once your clone is saving you time, either money or work, then this is the opportunity to maximize and optimize at home. And the way he ended it, that the AI advantage is love, of course that would come from him because he's got such a big heart. But did that land with you guys as much as it did with me? Here's what I want to say. All of this is possible when you have a plan. And yes, today is the day that I'm nudging you to make a decision. Because so many times in life, we're on the edge, we think about it, we want to, we kind of do, and then we say, I'll do it tomorrow. And then a day becomes a week, and a week becomes a month, and a month becomes a year. If you're ready to do this, we built the plan. Now, I'm so excited for our next presenter. Who's ready for what's next? Say yes in the chat or raise your hand. Thank you, Lauren. I see Alex with 2 arms up. Well, you already know him. You've already given him so much love in the chat. And he's the new head of all AI education for the company Tony and I created. Like I said, we've interviewed so many, and we love everybody we interviewed. But we saw his passion. We saw that he was one of the #1 AI educators on the internet, impacting lives all over. And like we said, when we combined Tony and I's 76 years of experience with the technology of AI to be out in front, but getting to the soul of success, we just thought there couldn't be a better partnership. And he's back today. So could we give a warm AI advantage welcome to Igor Pagani. What's up, man?
Hello. I love this. I love this. I love this. Look at chat. You guys are so kind, by the way. I'm like blown away. And I mean that. Across YouTube, Zoom, everyone. Even the chat right now. By the way, if you're not aware, we're like looking at a camera and then like I see all of you here. So nice. So nice. Cool. So I get to share a few things with you. I'm excited for this one because we're at the end of our program here. You are the people who showed up for bonus day. You're the people who went through all the different segments, all the different speakers, and you made it all the way to here. And I'm actually kind of proud of you because think about it. ChatGPT has like around 800 million monthly, no, I think weekly active users at this point. But think about how many people are out there in the world. And think about how many people are actually thinking about using the tools deeply for themselves to get ahead or to do the things they do better. You are the ones who care. You are the ones who are interested enough to make it all the way to day 4. So what I did is I prepared more of what I did on day 1. You guys seem to really love that. And I'm basically going to show you a few more ways to use it, quick wins that you can implement right now. And then I'm going to relate some of them back to what we're presenting here and what we're showing you with the clone, because it makes things deeper. But let me tell you, in the next few minutes, I'm going to give you 2 wins that really made a difference for me. 2 wins that I would kind of like recommend to a stranger who shows up on the street and is like, hey, Igor, great, like, love your stuff. Can you teach me something? This is the stuff that I would give you if, you were here physically with me, which unfortunately you're not, but that like, it's a different conversation, right? Because then you get a bit more time, you get to explain, you get our patience. But with you guys already know you have the patience, you have the interest, you have the depth and the attention span to stay here until the last day. So let's get into a few use cases that are hopefully, or surely, going to make a difference in your life. But to do that, I really need to set this up. I really need to tell you a little bit about myself because some of these use cases, they're personal. And at the end of the day, all of this AI stuff, all of the best AI stuff is going to be personal. Let me tell you, with the summit, we worked with like all the speakers and we prepared it in a way, Dean like obsessed over every single slide, every little presentation because he wanted to make it accessible to you. But at the end of the day, a lot of the examples, if you simplify them down, if you make them work for everybody, they're going to lose a little bit of their punch. The best stuff is personal with AI. The best stuff in life is personal. I don't know about you, but for me, the most important part about the entire life is the relationships and the people you have in it. And it's the same thing with AI. The relationships get better as you get to know the people better, as you go through ups and downs, struggles, you overcome those. With AI, you don't have to overcome struggles, but you have to build a relationship. You have to communicate with it sufficiently. If you keep it shallow, you're going to get shallow responses, but you know that by now. We're on the last day here. So let me tell you a little bit about some things that I went through earlier on, and then I'm going to relate it back to some of the use cases that are hopefully surely going to make a difference for you. So me, when I grew up, at this point, I've been through, a lot of moves. Let me just tell you that. In the first 25 years of my life, I haven't lived in a single spot for more than 3 years. Me and my single mom, mostly, were moving around constantly. My parents divorced when I was 2, and we were just in between homes all the time. I remember when I was 6 and living in Bratislava, Slovakia, Eastern Europe in the 90s, which was a wild place, but that's a story for a different day. I was like, Monday I spent it with my mom. Then she had to go to her hospital job in Vienna, which was like 2 hours away to make more money. So I had to move to my dad's. Then on Thursday, I moved to my grandparents. I spent the weekend there just to go back to my mom. This was a bit of an exhausting life, but we do what we gotta do. We adapt. And over time, I learned how to do that. I learned how to adapt to new situations. I learned how to kind of navigate different environments. And it was kind of funny because when I look back at my life, I just kept moving through this pattern, It wasn't always easy, that's for sure. But as I moved through life, I just kept moving. I just kept moving to new cities, new environments. I run a YouTube channel now, but this is the 5th YouTube channel. The very first one, let me tell you, I was 17, was a gaming YouTube channel, Magic the Gathering on Xbox. If anybody knows what that means, then shout out to you, but it's very specific, a niche of a niche of a niche. But basically at this point, now I live in Lisbon, but I used to live in Bratislava, Vienna. I studied in San Francisco. I lived in Amsterdam for a few months. And basically now I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, talking to you. Just kept moving all of my life. But let me tell you, I thought that was a strength. I thought that was a good thing, right? Like I always look at the bright side. Or now, after 31 years of living, I try to look at the bright side. But really, when I think about it, I was always looking for the next thing, right? Just like with the move, my mom was always looking for a better life for us, always looking for an upgrade, always looking for growth. And I did the same thing. I just continued that pattern throughout. I mean, heck, I arrived at AI after years of learning all kinds of technical topics. I'm not going to go into all of them, but I learned Photoshop when I was 15. I self-taught Python during COVID. That's a coding language, if you don't know. I learned live streaming, made a career out of video production. All these YouTube channels, always doing new stuff, always learning new stuff, always adapting, always moving faster, doing more. And when I got into AI on the day of ChatGPT's release, that's when I really dove in and got obsessed with it and immediately made videos and those blew up. I told you that story on day one. Really, it was about doing more. It was about how can I, save time, how can I leverage up all of that. But I'm here to tell you that it's more than that. And I'm going to show you some ways to save time. Finally, for all the people in the YouTube chat who are like, get to the point. I'm going to show you the examples now that you can steal for yourself. But in the end, I want to show you that it can be more than this. It can be more. So let's get into the examples to satisfy all the YouTube chatters. And let's get to the first one. So I want to tell you movie recommendations, okay? This is something very personal for most people, but I don't know about you, but I really love the movie Interstellar. There's so many themes in there, and so many people love that movie. It just resonates, right? But for me, like what I saw there is like a reflection of my early story, which is that he essentially goes for goals that are larger than his own desires and larger than himself, right? Like for anybody who's seen the movie, he essentially has a daughter that he loves dearly, but then he has to go on this space mission to, well, help humanity. And then he does that, even though he loves his daughter dearly, right? So if you like that movie, and now you want more movies like that, what would your workflow be? Seriously, I want you to think for a second, what would you do if you want to find another 10 movies like that? Well, maybe you go to Netflix, maybe you look up Interstellar and you look at the recommendations. They do a pretty okay job at doing that. Maybe you just go to Netflix or any other streaming service and you look at the homepage, right? I don't know how many times that stole 30 minutes of my life, 30 minutes of frustration, just being like, okay, get something that actually works for me. But let me tell you, there's a better way. Because if you open ChatGPT and use this exact prompt, okay, I don't even have slides, you'll have to listen to me. I'll say it twice. Find the top 100 movies to watch if I love Interstellar. Find the top 100 movies to watch if I love Interstellar. Here's the kicker. You gotta enable deep research though. So there's a little plus button there and you can enable deep research. Now, you know, we're at the deep end. So I can tell you, actually Gemini has this too, alternative to ChatGPT, and Claude has this too. You can just deep research your way to this. And if you use this prompt with deep research, the word top 100 movies that I use there, I'm not saying 100 movies, top kind of suggests that there's gonna be a ranking. And if you do a ranking, it's going to go ahead, it's going to work for 20 minutes. It's going to look at hundreds of links, not just IMDb, not just the top 10 links. It's going to look at hundreds of links and reviews, compile a list. And if you have your clone set up, it's going to compile a list to you, one that emotionally resonates, one that understands you. But again, you got to kind of communicate certain things about yourself for it to have a chance to do this. Now, if you get this list, you might just be surprised by how much work it did. Because it's one thing to put together a list of 100 movies that are similar. It's a second thing to rank those. And it's a third thing to make that personalized to you and what you do. Now, I'll address this in a second, but it might even work without having the clone set up, right? There's memories inside of ChatGPT. Some of you might know, some people who use it. That's like an automatic way of gathering the information and context on you. But let me tell you, the memories are like getting a business card from somebody versus the clone being like spending a 6-month relationship with somebody. That's what I would pretty precisely compare it to. So you can make these lists and you should go do that. Now, one pro tip is you can actually do different things than movies. Movies is just one example. You can do everything. You can look for the top 100 landscaping businesses in Phoenix, Arizona. And it's going to look at social media. It's going to look at their websites. It's going to look at Yelp. It's going to look at Google Maps. It's going to combine all of that and make a ranking for you. Way better than just Googling. Let me tell you that. So that's one trick. I hope you enjoy that. So much better than Googling. Second one, and I'll keep this one short because there's so many opportunities and I want you to use your creativity a little bit with this one. But it's basically whenever you hit the voice icon on any, LLM platform as we call them technically, but any AI basically in ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever. If you hit the little microphone, the thing that people don't know, you can kind of just ramble. You can kind of just yap away and talk for 5 minutes and it transcribes all of it. And because, as I told you on day one, it's really good at recognizing patterns and then reproducing them, well, guess what? If you put all of that in, it will see the patterns within it, and then you can follow up with something like, turn this into an email. You can go for a walk with your dog and just ramble away for 5 minutes. Oh my God, these are all the things that are on my mind right now. I got to do this and this, and this client has a problem, and I'm not sure how to fix it, but maybe we could do option A, maybe we could do option B. Well, I wish I could put all of that into kind of one cohesive email. That would take me another 10 minutes to write. You do that, and then you follow up with, turn this into an email. Or you turn it into anything else. Like you can ask, what is the number one priority I should look for today? Or you could ask for, turn this into a report for my colleague. You can take all of the unstructured madness that your stream of consciousness sometimes is. I know mine is. Maybe this is more about me than about you. And you can structure it with the help of AI. All of the prompts that you find on the internet, I want you to know that you can input a lot of voice and then use the prompts that you find, right? There's got to be like dozens of prompts that we shared here throughout the summit. But essentially, the one that matters, the thing here that matters is that you can input with voice rather than keys. And for some people, it's just more natural, you know? I don't know, I personally prefer speaking over typing, and I know it's way faster. So just keep that in mind. You can always input with voice and then let the AI structure it. Might not always work, but use it a few times and you'll learn what works, what doesn't. Okay, So those are two things that I love and that I would recommend doing. But here's the thing that I kind of like outlined in the beginning and that I kind of teased, that it's not just about productivity. It's not just about gaining time back and getting leverage. It's also about it knowing you. So here's what I asked my clone. You can certainly do this just in your raw ChatGPT. Maybe you have some memories, maybe you know something about you, you're gonna get an answer. But here's like with my clone set up, here's what I got. I asked it the following. Based on my DNA, this is something we teach, what's one uncomfortable truth about my current approach that I need to hear right now? Again, what's one uncomfortable truth about my current approach that I need to hear right now? It looked at everything I gave it. It looked at my history. It looked at where I'm now. It looks at where I want to go. And I have to say, like, the answer hit me hard. Hit me like a truck, to be honest. It told me this. You're still trying to earn clarity through output instead of protecting clarity through constraint. Okay? It expanded. You keep expanding the surface area of your work. New demos, frameworks, deliverables, videos, courses, instead of narrowing it to one system that will scale with you. And let me tell you, for me, that actually hurt when I saw it. Because it was true. It was so true. It was all of these childhood patterns continuing until today. I thought I worked through it. I thought I figured out that by going through all that stuff, I learned, I adapted, I became better. I always looked at the bright side. I always stayed positive. But my pattern was always moving, always adding more, always expanding. Got to do another course. We got to do another video. Always more was the pattern. So what I realized that I needed the opposite. I needed constraint. I needed focus. I needed one system. I couldn't see it myself. I was too close to the entire matter. But I understood from this damn ChatGPT message that I need to stop. I need to stop moving. I need to break the pattern that I've been living out my entire life. I need to focus in on one thing. And the clone reflected that back to me. And let me tell you, I have many great friends. None of those people told me that. Not even my closest family members. They were too close to see it. Maybe they were afraid. Maybe they just didn't know. Everybody's busy with their life. The clone knew. I was like, wow. There's a few prompts like this that will help you with self-exploration. But really, it just mirrors your patterns back to you in a way that you can see. And that, for me, was deep. And I learned from it. And it made me a better man. And honestly, when I talked to Deem, I saw the vision. I was like, yes, I need to focus. We need to develop one program, one thing, one stream of consciousness, one line that will help people instead of 20 different courses that I developed over the years. This is the one. So at the end of the day, the clone gives you clarity, it gives you focus, it gives you more of yourself. Yes, leverage and time, yes, but you're here at the end of the last day. It really using AI, I want you to take away this. It's about personalizing the answers to you. It's about hyper-personalizing it to you. And that's exactly what we'll be building together. And I can't wait to see you all across social media, all across our communities, in the bootcamp, and so much more. And yeah, thank you so much for all the love and support in the chat. I hope you learned something. And that's all I got here.
So good. So good, Igor. Thank you. Give it up for Igor, everybody. Put it in the chat. We got a big old chat wall in the other room, too. Wow. Can you see why we chose Igor to be our head of AI education? He's such a smart dude. I know you only get little glimpses of him. I can't wait for you to spend time with him in the 30-day program, which we kick off in just a couple of days. And also, can we please give it up for the AI surfer, John and Lior? They crushed it today. Put in the chat, say thank you. 4 amazing trailblazers, 4 different stories, 4 different journeys, right? But they all had one pattern. Even if you heard Igor at the end with all that he was doing, when he realized if he narrowed it down, then that foundation allows you to go even bigger. Instead of a mile wide and an inch deep, it's an inch wide and a mile deep. Each of them built a clone that gives them back the number one thing you and all of us can't make more of. That's time. They didn't become coders, and they didn't hire 10 people to have to do it. They learned the same equation we've been teaching since day one. More time plus more leverage equals accelerated success. And that's what happens when you stop dabbling, stop chasing tools, and you follow a plan. The truth is, the gap between you and them isn't talent. It's simply a framework. It's a coach. It's a deadline. It's someone to keep you accountable. It's cutting a check to go faster rather than waiting a year to hope to figure it out, right? They built their clone using the same exact framework that Tony and I created with these amazing humans in the 30-day AI Advantage Bootcamp. Every one of those experts called their version something different. That's a fact. It was a co-pilot, a digital twin. Like I said, I've said this a lot, of thought partner. But it all came down to one idea. When AI gets to know you deeply, it doesn't replace you. It releases you. It gives you time back. It multiplies your impact and amplifies the best parts of you. That's what this next 30 days are about. Not more software, more freedom. So now, after 4 days together, you could see your clone, in our opinion, hands down, is the key to all the areas of your life expanding. If you're just now realizing this event bubble is about to burst and that you don't want to go at it alone, then please know, only you can do the work, but you don't have to do it alone. And there's no better time than now, especially given where we are in that curve, right? And think about it. This is the perfect time to ask yourself, if not this, what? If not now, when? I said this earlier, but don't let a day become a decade. Don't let fear of the future turn into the reality and being left behind when you have the opportunity to get in front of the wave. Don't let the fear of new tech turn into don't let the fear of new tech turn into the very real opportunity cost of regret, because it's huge. Listen, because Tony, Igor, myself, our amazing teams are hyper committed to leading you boldly and confidently into the future. If this speaks to you, let's do it together. Let's make the world a better place. Let's make your world a better place. Let's embrace this new technology to create time and space to be more human, to make more of the time available to what really fills our heart. Like Lior said, AI Advantage truly could be love. Let's embrace this new technology to create that time, that space, and be the best human possible, to make more of what makes us best. Together, we could do this. Thank you for an incredible journey. For those of you who showed up today, I know you're the real players. Thank you for being with us on a Monday with just a short notice. And I want to say this truly was my favorite event of all time. I hope I get to see all of you on Thursday. If this is the time, take action, and we'll see you in a couple of days. Take care.
Nerves, son, you never seem to keep your cool. You're just drowning in the deep end of the pool. Win or lose, yeah, you've just been getting through. But there's something deep inside you've gotta do.